Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with this week's edition of 90 Days and 900 Seconds, The Other Way, Season 5, Episode 12, Little Post, Big World. If I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a solid B. You know, a little drama, not too much drama. Danielle was just the right level of condescending. I'll get more into that later. So let's set 900 seconds on the timer and let's jump right in. So first of all, Shekinah, she really thinks she may have found her Turkish prince, but he's just a big red flag. And she even said it herself. So they wake up the next morning. He's complaining of lower back pain. Like some of you guys mentioned, Shekinah, what makes you think that he didn't bang a bunch of women on that sofa? You made him go sleep on the sofa because he didn't replace the bed. But hey, he probably banged a bunch of women on the sofa. So anyway, she decides that she's going to sage the entire apartment and sage Sarper's penis. Now, what does this scene remind you of? Dempsey saging Statler. Okay, so anyway, Shekinah is saging the apartment and Sarper's penis, hoping it'll purge all of the, unfaithfulness out of him. And it turns out that Sarper is very, very controlling, okay? He likes her hair to be a certain shade. He likes her to wear her hair a certain way. It needs to be untucked behind one ear. He likes her makeup to be a certain way. He picks out her outfits, okay? She finds it cute. I think it's controlling. That's my opinion. So he takes her to the Turkish Grand Bazaar. Wow. This place, wow. Sights, sounds, textures. I mean, there is like food, jewelry, light fixtures, chandeliers. I mean, you name it, everywhere. It is like wow. So they're walking through the Grand Bazaar, and Shekinah takes a selfie of them, and she wants to post it to her social media. Oh boy, this starts a big argument between the two of them. Okay, because Sarper does not want her to post anything on social media. And when Shekinah was back in the States, this was a source of arguments between them. And she told herself she was going to deal with this now that she's here. She's here now, so it's time to deal with this. And she confronts him about it because to her, this is a huge red flag because she's dealt with this before in the past with her prior relationships. And this is, quote, player behavior. Okay. So Shekinah's like, what's up with this? You want me to keep my social media profile private. You don't want me to post anything with us. And to me, this is a red flag. This is player behavior. So he tells her, I'm doing this to protect you. Okay, check out his reasoning for this. So he slept with 2,500 women in the past, okay? Most of them have been one-night stands, but some women, they form an emotional attachment to the men they sleep with, so they become stalkers. So he has a bunch of stalkers, and he doesn't want them to start to stalk Shekinah. So that's why he doesn't want Shekinah to post anything. Because if they see, Shekinah posting anything with Sarper, then they're going to start to stalk her. So this is all for Shekinah's protection. I smell bullshit. Okay. So he gets like really annoyed that Shekinah's pushing the issue. So now we have a boat scene and he's like annoyed as fuck with her. Okay. And he has his phone in his hand. He's like this with his phone in his hand. And He has a big red blanket wrapped around him. And Shekinah's looking at him, and Shekinah's like, are you just going to have your phone in your hand the whole time? Are you like mad at me about pushing the whole social media issue? And he's just like, just being honestly just being a dick. And she's looking at him, and she's like, not only is he acting like not only is he looking like a big red flag at this point, wrapped in a red blanket, he's acting like a huge red flag. Yeah, no shit, Shekinah. No shit. So we shall see. Okay, now we have Yohan and Danielle. A shit show if there ever was one. Okay, so now Yohan is working out in the gym with his friend. And he's talking to his friend about the status of his relationship. And his friend basically is like, well, dude, you were better off when you were boyfriend and girlfriend. Because ever since you had that ring put on your finger, the status of your relationship has gone nowhere. You're not going to the States. You're staying here. You're not making any money, really. So, what is your status? You're not helping your family. Your economical status is basically the same. You have to depend on your wife for everything. So, what are you getting out of your relationship? Which, you could kind of see the wheels turning in Yohan's head. And his friend is right. Most foreigners in Yohan's economic situation, their dream is to go to the US to make money so they could send home to their family. And Yohan's like, Danielle knew about my economic situation from day one. So, I don't know. Next scene. Danielle and Yohan go to buy a car. Now, this couple, each week, they seem to go from one expensive situation to the next. They're 1 minute, they're going to see a fertility doctor. Next minute, they're going to see an immigration lawyer. Then, before you know it, Danielle is going to check out a car for Yohan. But she's always claiming that her finances are tight. But you're going from one expensive consultation to the next. It's like, okay. So they're going to check out a car for Yohan because Yohan wants a car to get around. So apparently for $30,000, you could get a car in the DR that doesn't turn on. And Danielle is like, what in the actual fuck? I bought a BMW for $30,000 in the US and the battery actually worked. Well, Danielle, okay, I get it. We're both New Yorkers. There's other ways to put things without being a total bitch. Okay, but I get it though. And Yohan is looking at her like, you don't need to be a total bitch. She's like, well, this guy's not going to get over me. I'm from New York and blah, blah, blah. And they didn't get a car. Just put it that way. They didn't get a car. And I think Yohan was totally crazy for thinking that he was going to be able to convince her to hand over $30K for a car with a dead battery. Just saying. So I don't even know what the hell that scene was all about. On the other hand, Armando and Kenny, they are going to move to Mexico City. Okay. It turns out Armando was convinced. The male stripper convinced them. That was it. Going to the gay club convinced Armando. They are going to return. Even though they're leaving Mexico City for now, it is only a temporary goodbye. Once Hannah's school year is over, they are going to return permanently. Armando has been convinced. Kenny cannot be happier. So now they're on the drive back, and Kenny decides to drop another bomb on Armando, and now Armando cannot be happier. Kenny has decided he wants to be a daddy again. And Armando is like, yay. Kenny has decided life is too short. Let me grab the bull by the horns and let me do this fatherhood thing again. So there we go. Now, finally, we have TJ and Kim. And when we last saw these guys, it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. I mean, TJ was on his phone. Kim, I'm not happy, Kim. I'm not happy. So I'm saying goodbye. And Kim was crying, and it didn't look good at all. But Kim is like, I can't lose you. No matter what, TJ. Don't you understand? I see it in my manifestation. I need to be with you, TJ. I'm sorry I'm such a bitch. And TJ's like, it was a moment that I wanted to cherish. Seeing your parents for the first time. And I was only able to cherish it for 5 minutes. And your bitchiness ruined it, Kimberly. And Kim is like, I know I'm sorry I'm such a bitch, TJ. But it's in my manifestation. I have to be with you. So please forgive me. Please forgive me. And anyway, my parents are not going to take me back because I'm such a bitch. You're the only one that could deal with me. And TJ's like, oh, Kimberly. And Kimberly's like, I love you, TJ. And before you know it, the wedding's back on. Yeah, the wedding's back on. But as we see in like the preview of the next episodes, things don't look too good between them. I mean, they show another ceremony, and Kimberly looks really happy. But then next thing you know, Kimberly's screaming like a banshee. And yes, I said it, like a banshee at the top of her lungs. So I don't think things turn out too well between these two, but we shall see. And that is all for this week's edition of 90 Days and 900 Seconds the Other Way. And next week, Holly finally sleeps with Wayne. I guess they get married, and we shall see if Wayne is a sex animal in bed, and Brandon's mom shows up to the Philippines, and you could feel the tension in the air between Mary and Brandon's mom. This is going to be interesting. So that is all, guys. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Please hit the like button and share my video with a friend or 10. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.